Okay, so I love working in a way that works for me. And I am a big believer, and I'm always seeking out ways that I can do things once so they work for me again and again and again. Because also, I really don't like doing things that I don't enjoy doing. So I know when I was beginning my coaching my coaching career, let's call it a career, everybody just kept saying, book loads of sales calls in the diary. Just get loads and loads of calls. It doesn't matter if they're not ideal clients, just get them on the phone. And at the time, I was working lots of different jobs. I was trying to make this financially viable. So it essentially felt like going on loads of dates with people who didn't like me or wasn't interested in anything I had to say, or had completely opposing views, and this was never going to work out. Now, of course, some of those people became clients, but I think it was only like one day, a full day of free work and free calls to people who weren't that interested but just fancied a chat. It gave me that sense of, no, there's a better way here. And I actually only want to be on calls with people who are more than vaguely interested in what I have to offer. And so I began this process of how can I share what it is that I do online, and so people can work through a process, people can get to know me. So by the time we have a call, there's an understanding of what they want, whether it's a fit, so they can self-select in that way. And I think also when I was thinking down this line about digital, online marketing, people talk about funnels, people talk about lead magnets, getting people in a funnel. It's like, get in that funnel. I want to throw something else in there as well, because I think for many of us, if you grew up in the 80s and 90s, sometimes technology can feel overwhelming. And the thought of doing like a 48-step funnel before you even get a client is quite overwhelming. So I'm here to say and to advocate for this group of people. Some people don't want to be in your funnel. They don't want to be in there. And if you try and put them in there, and if you're trying to send them a newsletter every day or whatever it might be, they don't want to be there. And actually, they'll unsubscribe. Not because they don't like you, because they actually do. They just don't want to be in that digital system. And there will be some people who will say, how can I do this now? When can I get started immediately? Yes, can you help me with this? And so if you're overcomplicating it and thinking that you need all of these things in place, yes, that would be fantastic too, because there are some people who want to come and swim and sunbathe and hang out in your funnel, and they love it in there. And they might hang out in that funnel for years. I remember having a client who, I think it was about 2020, I remember her saying, I joined your newsletter in 2012, and then I saw you speak in 2014. But it wasn't until 2020 that she actually wanted to pay money. And I'm not saying that in like she only wanted to pay me money in 20. I'm not saying it in that way. But it wasn't the right time before then. But then in 2020, it was. So there are some people who like what you do, but it's just not the right time, and they can hang out in the funnel. But I do want to just throw this thing out there. Have you got an offer right now? Have you got a way that people can pay you because they're like the cut of your jib, essentially? Never, have I ever said that phrase before? Anyway, I will leave you with that. If you like the cut of my jib, come over to my Work With Me page. If you want to go in a funnel, I can put you in one, with your permission, gently, by doing one of my free courses. But if you don't want to be in a funnel, just send me a message and we can get started pretty much straight away. Lots of love. Bye.